Join me as I lead you in the exciting adventure of diving and snorkeling with the Florida Manatees. This time of year is a wonderful season. Family and friends are getting together to celebrate the holidays. Delicious treats are everywhere. Watching Clark Griswold and Christmas Vacation on repeat. But most importantly, the Manatees have moved in from the Gulf and taken shelter of the warmer waters of the Florida Springs. But be sure to stick around to the end of the video so you get all the best tips on how and where to dive or snorkel with manatees. Welcome back to Tampa Bay Diving. My name is Blake and I'm a professional recreational scuba diving instructor and digital content creator. If you're new to the channel, consider diving down, hitting that subscribe button, and ring that dive bell because I make these videos with the sole purpose of helping you improve your dives. Now that the winter months are here and the Gulf waters are getting cooler than the springs, which remain around a 72 degrees Fahrenheit, the manatees have to move into the springs in order to survive. This brings a lot of tourism to our part of Florida. People are already here celebrating Hanukkah and Christmas with their loved ones, and these days the experiences are at the top of their to-do list. And in our part of the world, scuba diving and snorkeling with these gentle giants is at the top of that list. So let me show you what you could be up for. So what do you need to know about getting in the water with these manatees? Well, first, let's go over the don'ts so you don't end up in trouble. Manatees are protected by the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972, the Endangered Species Act of 1973, and the Florida Manatee Sanctuary Act of 1978. These animals are very beloved and very protected. Now, in order to avoid trouble, here's a general guideline of what not to do. So just over here, I got a list of things that we're going to go through just to help you keep you out of trouble. So do not give food to the manatees. Guys, these animals have been around for hundreds of years. They grow over 1,000 pounds just living off of vegetation from the riverbed and the ocean bottoms. They don't need your Cheetos. They don't need your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, your beef jerky. Keep that stuff all to yourself. Keep it sealed and in a container away from any animals or any other wildlife. You're going to do more harm than good if you give them food. Do not use water to attract manatees to your boat. The majority of injuries that happen to manatees or deaths are caused by manatees either getting hit by a boat or when the boat is started, they get caught under the prop. Now, manatees are quiet, gentle animals. You may not even know that any are around if you're not looking or actively seeking them. So a good rule of thumb is if you're on a boat, before you start the prop, before you start the engine, is have somebody do a quick look around, just peek over the side of all the edge, walk around, just check, make sure that there's nothing there because, like I said, they're very quiet and they can't sneak up on you, and it's sad when these do happen. We are lucky down here to have Zoo Tampa, our local zoo, and the Florida Aquarium. Both of them combined do a tremendous job in rescuing manatees, rehabilitating them, and then reintroducing them into the wild after they've been injured or hurt in any kind of fashion. Do not separate a cow and a calf. Ladies, help me out with this. If you're at the park, taking your baby to the park, your kid to the park, somebody comes along and tries to take your kid, what's going to happen? Mama bear ain't going to be too happy. Do not disturb manatee mating herds. Okay, so it's Friday night. Work went well. You got your workout in, your lift, you shower, you got your smell good on, your best outfit. You're going to pick up your girl. Dinner went well, dancing, whatever kind of activity, axe throwing, whatever you guys do. It all went well. Now you're back at the house. You're feeling her, she's feeling you. Stuff starts happening. And then some stranger runs in the room and rips you off of her and starts trying to take pictures and harass you. It's not going to end up pretty well. Pursue manatees or chase them from warm water sites. Guys, this is all pretty simple. Just don't touch them, don't harass them, don't chase them, don't kick them, don't stand on them. And you may laugh at all this and say that these things are ridiculous. Well, this is from the Florida Fish and Wildlife, and all these things are on this list for a reason, because people have done them. Guys, don't be a dick to the manatees. Everybody's got a cell phone these days, and most of them are water resistant, so people will have them on and with them in the water. I promise you, you will be videotaped. That video will be sent to Florida Fish and Wildlife. And if you remember what I said in a prior video, the last person you want on your ass is a game warden. They don't need any warrants, and they can decide to take anything they want, including you. Now, that doesn't mean that the manatees can't touch you. For example, one time I was training with a student up in the springs, and while we were neutrally buoyant practicing skills, a manatee swam right in between us, moving us out of the way so he could get to some grass. And man, these things are big, heavy creatures. We didn't have a chance. He parted us like Moses parted the Red Sea. Also, don't be that special idiot that films themselves doing these things so that they can post to make their gram lit. I don't get why I still have to say this, but there are people committing crimes and putting them on social media to this day. Now, what can you do with them in the water? Well, you can observe them in their natural environment. You can take all the photo and video you would like as long as you're not impeding them or doing anything mentioned previously. You can wave at them, and I guess if you're lucky, the manatee moves the right way, then it'll look like he's waving right back at you. But really, you're just there to observe them in their natural habitat, just like you would any animals at, say, a national park. And I promise, guys, these animals will not disappoint. Being in the water with them is so astonishing, you'll be wishing that you had more time, especially if you see a manatee calf with his mama and papa. Now, where should you go to see them, and with whom? About 90 miles north of us is a beautiful town called Crystal River. This town is all about their manatees, and they receive quite a lot of them during the winter months. Adjacent to the river are sites such as Kings Bay, Jurassic Springs, Three Sister Springs, and much more where manatees congregate to eat, sleep, and raise their babies. You can just plan your trip on your own to snorkel with them. However, for the best experience with ease and comfort, you're better off hiring a guide with knowledge and experience regarding the area. And there are plenty. A simple Google search will pull up a lot of options. Here at Tampa Bay Diving, we take care of all the planning and coordinating with the boat and the staff, so all you have to do is just show up with your gear. And we'll also document your dive or snorkel on photo and video and include that with your package. And if you're interested, then all of our contact information is down below. If you are diving, then note this will be a cavern dive, so you will need to bring your dive lights along with the rest of your gear. If you're traveling light, then no worries. Rental gear can be arranged, and a good thing to note is that there are experiences for all ages. If your little ones aren't old enough to dive, then snorkeling is a great option for them, and they can even earn a snorkeling certification. My daughter does it every year, and we have a blast and really bond over our love of water and these beautiful animals. Now, when is the best time to go? Well, weekdays are generally the best time to experience this since the kids are in school and people are at work. It's less crowded, which means there's less people stirring up silt and limiting the visibility. If you found this information helpful and enjoyed the video, then dive down, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and ring the dive bell. And let me know down in the comments if you've ever been near manatees, what did you see and how was your experience? And just over here, YouTube thinks you're really going to love this video, so check it out, watch it, help us continue to grow the channel. I'll be back next week with another video, but until then, plan your dive and dive your plan.